You ever open the office fridge, excited for the lunch you made, only to find an empty container staring back at you? That happened to me, over and over again. But what that arrogant thief didn't know was that I had a plan. And let's just say, after my revenge, he never touched anyone's food again. If you've ever been disrespected, underestimated, or had someone take what's yours without asking, this story is for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for a revenge so twisted, even HR would applaud. This happened about 10 years ago, but I still remember it like it was yesterday. I had just started a new job. Office life was new to me. Early mornings, stiff suits, endless emails. But one thing I was prepared for was meal prep. I made delicious, homemade lunches every Sunday night, carefully portioned, neatly labeled, and stacked in Tupperware. But then, something strange started happening. Twice a week, without fail, I'd head to the fridge, only to find my container not missing. Worse, empty. No note, no apology, just my clean box, placed right back where I left it, like a giant middle finger wrapped in plastic. At first, I thought maybe it was a mistake. Maybe someone thought it was theirs. Maybe they were just forgetful. But after asking around, it quickly became clear. This wasn't random. It was routine. And it had a name. Let's call him Todd. Todd had been with the company for years. Tall, smug, the kind of guy who always had an unearned smirk on his face. He never brought lunch, never paid for group meals, and worst of all, he was a known fridge raider. I heard the whispers around the office. Oh, yeah, Todd's done that for years. Don't bother reporting him. Management doesn't care. Just don't put anything in the fridge. Excuse me? So the solution is to let the guy steal? To just accept it? Nope. Not me. Because here's the thing. I'm not just a foodie. I'm petty. And I had time. I started by switching things up. Instead of placing my real lunch in the fridge, I began eating sandwiches or dry snacks I kept at my desk. But every couple days, I'd still place a Tupperware container in the fridge, something that looked homemade, carefully labeled with my name. Inside, a decoy, leftovers I didn't care about, pasta with extra salt, burnt rice, once just plain lettuce. And every time, I come back to find it scraped clean. He was still doing it. That's when I knew he had to be taught a lesson. So I got to work. One day during break, I started talking to coworkers about a new wellness trend I was really into, loud enough for Todd to hear. I told them I had discovered an ancient feminine practice, using menstrual blood in cooking for spiritual energy and hormone regulation. I said it helped with skin, sleep, and stress. Total nonsense, but I said it with absolute confidence. I even pulled out my phone and showed them a fake video I had found online. It showed someone prepping food and pouring what looked like blood from a menstrual cup into a pot. The reactions? Priceless. Disgust. Confusion. Nervous laughter. Todd? Dead silent. But he was definitely listening. Then I waited. The next day, I placed another decoy lunch in the fridge. This time, I made sure the container had a little red smear around the lid. Something just subtle enough to trigger the memory of the conversation. Inside, just old tomato pasta, mixed with a drop of beet juice for effect. That evening, the container was, once again, empty. The next morning, Todd didn't come to work. In fact, he didn't come for a whole week. People started asking questions. Where's Todd? Is he sick? Someone even joked. Maybe he found out what was really in that lunch. I kept quiet, smiled politely, went about my day. When he finally returned, he avoided the kitchen entirely, wouldn't look me in the eye. And, most importantly, the food thefts stopped cold. Turns out, he told someone privately that he had a panic attack, thinking he'd consumed someone's menstrual blood. Whether he truly believed it or just panicked at the idea, he was shaken. Deeply. Oh, and I may have casually mentioned to another coworker that I sometimes collect and freeze my feet's dead skin for nutritional value. Who knows what he believed by that point? I never had to confront him, never got an apology. But honestly, I didn't need one. My lunches stayed safe from that day forward. The office fridge became sacred territory again. Todd learned what fear tastes like, and that you don't mess with someone just because you think they won't fight back. Especially not someone with imagination. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. But sometimes, it's best served out of a suspicious-looking Tupperware container. You don't need to scream to make a point. Sometimes a whisper and a little fake blood go a lot further. If this story made you laugh, cringe, or cheer, hit that like button and share your best petty revenge moment in the comments. And if you never want to miss another epic tale of justice served, subscribe to the channel. We've got a whole fridge full of stories just like this one.